Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, a recipient of the 42nd Walter Cronkite Award for Excellence in Journalism joins us to talk about her career. Also tonight, Phoenix Children's Hospital has opened its groundbreaking interventional pain care suite, and how local summer camps are teaching students to read using an Arizona PBS animated children's show. Those stories and more next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your public television station.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Christina Estes in for Ted Simons. Iran has a new supreme leader. Mojtaba Khamenei was named to replace his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The elder Khamenei was killed in U.S.-Israeli airstrikes just over a week ago. The new leader is a Shiite cleric with close ties to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, and his ascension signals that hardliners remain firmly in charge. President Trump said last week that Khamenei would be an unacceptable choice to replace his father, and Israeli Defense Forces have warned that he would be considered a military target. Amid the conflict, the price of gas is soaring. Nationwide gas prices have risen by 17% since the attacks on Iran began. Gas is nearly $3.50 a gallon on average in the U.S., and that's the highest since 2024. In Arizona, the average price of gas is $3.85 a gallon, according to AAA. The price of crude oil today briefly surged to nearly $120 per barrel as oil shipments through the Strait of Hormuz have come to a standstill, and Iran has attacked refineries in the Middle East. Maria Elena Salinas, alongside Jorge Ramos, received the 42nd Walter Cronkite Award for Excellence in Journalism last month. Ramos and Salinas are the first Latino journalists from Spanish-language media to receive the honor. They co-anchored on Univision for nearly 30 years. Salinas sat down with Ted Simons to reflect on her journalism career and her foray into podcasting.
Maria Elena Salinas, Univision, my goodness, 30-some-odd year. We're going to get to all this in a second here, but the Walter Cronkite Award here at ASU. Your thoughts on that's a big deal.
It's a big deal, and it's unbelievable. When I first received the email a few months back, I had to read it a couple of times, and then I had to text my co-anchor, Jorge Ramos, who I'm receiving the award with. Did you see this email? I mean, and then I started searching it, and I said, oh, my God. We're honored to do that. And, you know, especially realizing that we are the first Latinos to receive this award.
Yes.
And that is a huge honor. You know, we both worked for over 3 decades in Spanish language media. I think it's also a recognition not only of us and our job, but of the importance of the Latino community in this country.
How special to receive it with your longtime co-anchor.
Exactly. I mean, it was a lifetime. We worked together since the early 80s.
Yes.
And we anchored together for about 31 years. The rest of the time he was in one show and I was in a different show. But, you know, for both of us, we've both been over 40 years in the business. And it's special because, you know, we were Univision for many, many, many years, you know, because we were anchoring at the time when, like Walter Cronkite at CBS, people still waited until 6:30 to find out what was happening in the world or in their communities or in their country, in the state. They didn't have these 24-hour news. So it was sort of like an important moment. And your credibility was very important at the time. The trust that people had in you was very important at the time. And we were very fortunate to be able to do that, to take the Latino community on this road for so many years before there was news that was so handy on your cell phone. So, you know, we both had a commitment to the Latino community, not just him and I, but everyone who worked, everyone in front of the camera and behind the camera who worked in Spanish language media. And we did it together. We had the same north.
Yeah. Did you realize what you were doing was groundbreaking as you were doing it, or did it become clearer once you were done?
Maybe not once I was done, but with time, I did realize that. I think in the beginning, and you know this because you're in this business, you're just doing so much and you have so much work to do. And every single day, there's a different story to cover or a different interview to get or a new technology. And you're just going and going and going, and you never really stop to look behind and say, oh, what am I doing? Or what impact am I having? And especially at the time, as you know, we knew ratings, we knew this is how many people are watching us. Well, we didn't know what people thought about the information.
Yeah.
So once we started receiving that information, once social media came in and we started getting feedback, we realized that, what an impact we were having on the Latino community. And, I've always said this. Back when I started, there were 14 million Latinos in the U.S. Now we're 68 million Latinos. Spanish language media was very small, and now it's a powerhouse. So we sort of grew hand in hand. It was sort of like a synergy. We were codependents, I guess you can say.
There you go.
They grew because we helped them grow.
Exactly.
And they helped us grow.
You were a part of that. When you were a kid, grew up in L.A., daughter of immigrant parents.
Yes.
Born in Mexico. You spent some time in Mexico as a kid yourself.
Yes.
What was the inspiration, though, to get into broadcast journalism?
I fell into broadcast journalism as an accident, honestly. I was working in radio at the time, and I was very interested in advertising. I had studied marketing, and I thought, okay, television. So maybe I can get into the advertising department or the sales department. And they said, no, we're hiring you because you have experience in radio, and we want you to be on camera. I said, on camera? Oh, my God. I was very shy. I had radio hair, the curly hair. It was tough for me in the beginning, but it didn't take long for me to realize how important what I was doing was going to be, this new career that I was going to embark in. And of course, immediately I went to UCLA Extension and enrolled in classes. But I kind of learned more on the job because I had to go out and do stories every single day. And we used to have a press conference, what do you call it? Press conferences at the press club in LA. And reporters would, raise their hand and ask questions. And I didn't for the first year. I was embarrassed. I said, what if I ask a dumb question? It's going to be so embarrassing. And then I realized that they were asking the same questions I wanted to ask. And then I started raising my hand. And, I never stopped raising my hand since.
The immigrant experience, from your perspective, how do you think that shaped what you did on the air?
Well, the community that I was reporting to, I was part of. I was, like you said, daughter of Mexican immigrants, like so many people that were our audience in Los Angeles. Working class family. I started working when I was 14 years old to help my parents pay the rent, like so many people that we were reporting to. Like so many, I was bilingual and bicultural. My mother didn't speak English, so I had to translate for her. And so I had the lived experience that many of the people that we were reporting to had also. And I think, it helps because you understand them. And the immigrant experience itself, every immigrant has a story, a different story, and a different set of circumstances that brings them to this country, whether it's legally or not. And we need to tell those stories. And I thought that it was important because we had our own experience. My father, for many years, was undocumented, not because he crossed the border illegally, but because in the 40s, if you left the country, you would lose your status. And he migrated in 1943, and he briefly went to Mexico, back to Mexico where his family was, and he lost his status at the time. So everybody has a different story. And I was a witness to how the Latino community was contributing to this country, how hard they were working, what the effort they were making to assimilate, to acculturate. And those are stories that I needed to tell. And it's interesting when you're reporting about the Latino community to the Latino community. You're almost preaching to the choir. But it was important to tell their stories and to give them the information that they needed so that they could assimilate more in this country.
I could just talk to you all day here, but we're running a little bit short of
sorry.
time. But no, you're doing great. Obviously, you moved on. You decided to retire from Univision, but you still went to ABC, you went to CBS, you did a whole bunch of other things, and you're still pretty active here. Do you miss what you did at Univision, especially in times like these?
Oh, how can I answer that? I don't miss Univision. I don't miss working in a newsroom. But I miss covering the type of story that we're witnessing right now. The types of what we are witnessing, especially in this country, especially when it comes to the immigrant community, is something that I wish that I could report on. And nowadays, independent journalism is really more important sometimes than legacy media or mainstream media. So do I report? No, but do I share stories on my social media? Yes, I do. And at least I'm doing something about it because I don't think you can keep quiet at this time. I don't think you can just stand by and not do anything and just be an observer. As journalists, we can't do that. whether we're working for a media outlet or not. I think we need to be able to use our voices. And because after 40-something years of working in the media, I had a following that expects for me to say something. You know, I have to attempt to say something. And you know, I don't have to answer to any outlet. I don't have a boss that's going to fire me if they don't like what I say. So I can say whatever I want.
Well, and you can also
That's freedom.
You can accept awards whenever you want.
That's
and
right.
accepting that award and receiving that award, that's a statement in and of itself. Congratulations again, and thank you so much for sharing your story. And best of luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You bet.
I like to think that at Arizona Horizon, we are unique in the way that we present information, public policy, sometimes news, these sorts of things, because we have conversations. And I don't want conversations, that human interaction, to go out of style. And I hope with Arizona Horizon, it never goes out of style.
Arizona Horizon needs your support. Donate now and double the impact of your gift, thanks to the James and Barbara Ratcliffe Charitable Fund Challenge. Thank you.
We came across this intriguing story.
Things are starting to get going. Are you prepared?
It is a golden opportunity.
It's not over.
It will be all that you've dreamed of.
Phoenix Children's Hospital recently opened its new interventional pain procedural suite, the first of its kind in the Western U.S. Located at the Thomas campus, the suite is dedicated to performing advanced procedures for children without having to send them to the OR. Joining us now is Dr. Sean Gamble, a pediatric anesthesiologist and board-certified pain management physician at Phoenix Children's Hospital. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me today.
Hey, I think when we hear chronic pain, a lot of people think about older people, not necessarily children, but 1 in 5 lives with it too. What are we talking about?
It's an amazing statistic, but it's absolutely true. And the majority of us do think about, our older population being those in chronic pain, but unfortunately, chronic pain affects, 1 in 5 kids around the country right now, every day. And it's because it's an invisible disease that we don't see it every single day, right? And we're talking about kids with anything from chronic migraines to abdominal pain, chronic post-surgical pain, or maybe some genetic condition or maybe a cancer-associated pain. So it's really a rampant problem.
How frequently is it missed or maybe misunderstood?
Oh man, that's a big issue. So I think it is frequently misunderstood. I think a lot of people are used to hearing things like maybe it's all in their head or it's related to anxiety. But us in the pain clinic, we know that it's more than that. It's a true biological disease with a biological process, and we have great interventions and procedures and therapies to try and treat pain from a comprehensive and multimodal kind of aspect. And so, we try to correct those miscommunications that have happened so often in the medical system.
You created this suite because you wanted to help children and families who really didn't have anywhere else to turn besides a surgical procedure. Before this opened, what kind of conversations were you having with families? What was that like?
Yeah, so I joined in about 2018, and I came to the Valley and started to become a comprehensive pediatric pain medicine physician right from day one. And I always started incorporating interventional pain early on in treatments and therapies as part of a multidisciplinary strategy. Unfortunately, though, because we had to take children to the operating room and they had to go under general anesthesia to have these procedures, it was a long wait to get them into the operating room and to get them the procedures they needed to, facilitate their care and rehab. And now that we have the procedure suite, we have this dedicated room that we can take kids and do minimally invasive non-surgical interventions in a very short window of time. We've turned it around from 8 to 10 weeks a wait time down to 8 to 10 days in some cases.
We're seeing some photos and some video. You've said that the suite functions almost like a command center. Can you talk about that? Like what's in there and what does an actual visit look like?
Yeah, so if we deem somebody that is appropriate for an interventional procedure, we'll take them to this room, which is a semi-sterile, almost like an operating room, but it's it's a little more colorful than you might imagine a true operating room.
Yes, it looks a lot better.
Yeah, and in that room we have advanced image guiding, we have a C-arm, and we have a fluoroscopic table that allows us to X-ray through the patient through the table so that we don't have so we have a good, clear line of sight for when we're guiding our needles. We also have a very advanced ultrasound that allows us to find nerves all over the body and do advanced targeted interventions to do diagnostic and therapeutic pain relief.
Can you share an example, not asking you to violate HIPAA, of
Sure.
course, but share an example, if you wouldn't mind, of a patient that, sort of a before and after?
Yeah. So, before we had this suite, it might take 6 to 10 weeks to get into the clinic to have an evaluation. And then once we deemed the patient appropriate for an intervention, it might take another 8 to 10 weeks to get him into the operating room. Just recently, we had a patient who came through and he had a very obvious problem that we could treat very quickly and effectively. And thankfully, we were able to get him into that procedure room the same day. So, this was a kid who had been suffering for weeks. He was hunched over. He was unable to ambulate or participate in his activities. He was missing tons of school. And we evaluated him that day. We sought urgent authorization. We called our x-ray techs to the procedure suite. And that afternoon, we were able to do an intervention on him and get him feeling better. He's not 100% yet, but he's well on his way.
What a good day to have.
Yeah,
huh?
for him and us. It's an
Yes.
extremely rewarding thing to be able to do. It's been game-changing.
You've woven pain psychology and rehab into the program.
Yes.
How does that work in practice?
It's absolute standard of care. It should be in the adult world too, but it's not. That's a different beast. But in pediatrics, we absolutely take an interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary strategy. So we evaluate all our patients with an MD like myself, a pain psychologist, and a physical therapy expert that is, pain trained. And we do a complete evaluation, and we identify from those pillars of medicine how we can intervene to get them feeling better and get them back to the function of just being a kid. That may involve medications, it may involve cognitive behavioral therapy and education, and it always involves some form of rehab. And then the interventional pain specialists like myself and Dr. Fleming, we come in to sort of decipher and figure out what unique interventional strategies we can offer to expedite their care and get them back to recovery that much faster.
You've mentioned how critical time is in these situations, and you've also said that it can be emotionally overwhelming to relieve pain so quickly.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, if you can imagine the amount of stress and dysregulation that can occur when a child or a family member, for that matter, is down and out, they're unable to participate in the things that they're supposed to be doing, hanging out with their friends and going to school, and it causes a ton of psychosocial distress, right? A ton of distress in the family. And when we're able to alleviate that pain and that fear and that anxiety of the unknown and get them feeling back together and back towards their baseline, it just gets their family operating back smoother again. It gets the kids back into school again. It gets them rehabilitating again and just being a kid again. That's really what it's all about.
We've got about 30 seconds left. Where can people learn more about the Pain Suite?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think if you have anybody in your friends or family circles that needs pain management, please, let them know that they should come see us down at Phoenix Children's. You can learn about us online. We have a website and we have some information dedicated to the Pain Suite. You can call the clinic yourself and just ask some questions, and we have nurses and we have MAs that are happy to answer questions or facilitate them. But yeah, if you need us, we're here and I'm more than happy to help.
Dr. Sean Gamble, thank you so much. This is really a remarkable step forward for children and families. Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate you.
Broadcasting from the campus of Arizona State University, this is KAET Phoenix, Channel 8, your public television station.
You're watching Arizona PBS.
You're watching Arizona PBS, and your Arizona connection starts right here.
Last summer, a dozen literacy camps served hundreds of preschool-age students across Arizona. The curriculum at these camps was based on Arizona PBS's animated children's series, Super Why, which is designed to teach children to read. Arizona Horizon's Roxanne De La Rosa tells us more.
This whole boss. It's a special day for students attending a Super Why camp at Litchfield Elementary School. Each kid is getting a tub full of reading and school supplies to take home. Litchfield Elementary School Principal Denise Lundberg is excited to host the 3-week reading program at her school for the first time.
In my experience, I have never found anything like this, just because it is so interactive and it is so comprehensive, again, with all literacy.
Right behind these doors is where Arizona PBS staff members plan and prepare super wide literacy camps across the state, even in tribal areas such as Loop, Arizona, exposing young children to early literacy skills.
Arizona PBS Senior Director of Education, Kim Flack, shares why these camps are vital to the community.
The need is there. And, reading and reading skills are in the news quite a bit. We know Arizona's literacy rate is lower. We know our kids aren't necessarily entering school ready to learn how to read, and that's going to help them be successful later in life.
Flack says her goal is to offer more super wide camps, particularly to children in underserved areas. During the camp, students receive a new book each day to take home. Teachers are given all the materials to play fun games and activities focused on helping young minds learn to read.
It's an important program, and it's going to take a lot of materials because it's a lot of work to teach a child how to read.
5-year-old super wide camper Harper Hans talks about her day.
I did a great job at super wide camp. And Super Wide Camp is great.
When asked about what she does at Super Wide Camp, her answer is simple.
I read.
As an educator, Lundberg knows the importance of literacy, especially at a young age.
We want to catch kids really young and get them to love school right away, but also just giving them those connections and helping them be successful right from the get-go is so important.
Lundberg is thankful to offer this program at her campus and says there is a lack of state funding for early childhood education.
Without PBS, we would not have been able to offer this and to offer all the materials that went with it and just to make it, again, that 360-degree experience that they've had with it. So we appreciate so much this opportunity, and we're hoping we get to do it again.
Roxanne De La Rosa reporting for Arizona Horizon in partnership with Report for America.
Children who have attended the camps have experienced a nearly 50% increase in reading comprehension skills. That's all the time for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us here on Arizona Horizon. I'm Christina Estes in for Ted Simons. Have a great night.
Hello, I'm Alice Ferris, and we hope you enjoyed Arizona Horizon. For more than 40 years, viewers in Arizona have relied on Ted Simons and Arizona Horizon for in-depth coverage of issues of concern to our community. As you are probably